welcome. You're watching NewsX Deep Dive. I am Devika Devan. Every year, as June rolls into July, the arrival of the monsoon in Mumbai is met with a familiar mixture of relief and deep anxiety. We're told about pre-monsoon audits, desilting drives and extreme structural safety drills. But between June 30th and the 5th of July 2026, Mumbai recorded a devastating statistic. 10 lives were lost in just 6 days. These aren't just numbers on a municipal spreadsheet. They're stories of children, breadwinners and teenagers who've lost their lives to the monsoon. In this episode, we examine the human cost of the civic apathy, taking you through each incident case by case. Our first case takes us to Chembur on the 30th of June. An 11-year-old boy named Vehan Shrivastava was walking home near 11th Road when a massive tree suddenly collapsed onto a passing school van and onto him. Vehan sustained severe injuries and tragically passed away shortly after. Vehan was the only child of his parents. He was a bright, happy student. His friends and family remember him as someone who loved playing football and cricket. He had a cricket match scheduled for that very day. His devastated family performed his final rites with a heartbreaking tribute, placing his favorite cricket ball on the funeral pyre. His mother's grief has left the neighborhood in complete shock. The family is now demanding strict accountability, asking why a clearly vulnerable tree was not trimmed in time. In response to the public outcry, the BMC has admitted that localized root damage due to the adjacent trenching had compromised the tree. The civic body suspended a junior tree officer from the M West ward pending a formal inquiry. On the 2nd of June, the tragedy shifted to the streets of Saki Naka. A heavy downpour flooded the roads. 55-year-old Aslam Sheikh was walking through waterlogged lanes, unable to see the ground beneath the murky waters. He stepped directly into an open and unguarded manhole connected to a stormwater drain. His body was recovered 4 hours later after an intense search. Aslam Sheikh was a daily wage labourer working tirelessly to sustain his family. His relatives described him as an irreplaceable pillar of their life, stating that he was priceless to them. His friend Irfan, who witnessed the aftermath, pointed out that no barricades, warning signs or safety nets were placed around the site despite active civic repairs nearby. The fallout has been immediate. The PMC has suspended 4 civic officials for negligence. Further, the municipal police has registered an FIR and detained 3 contractual labourers and a site supervisor, revealing that the contractor was operating at the site without an official finalized work order. 2 days later, on the 4th of July, another preventable tragedy struck the forested stretches of Aarey Colony in Goregaon East. An 18-year-old teenager was riding his motorcycle through the area during the heavy rain spell when a large tree branch snapped and crashed directly onto him. The victim was a young student just beginning his adult life. His family is completely shattered, questioning why crucial thoroughfares inside Aarey Colony, used by thousands of commuters daily, have been left without a routine pre-monsoon canopy thinning and dangerous branch identification. The local ward office expressed regret over the incident, terming it a natural mishap caused by sudden localized wind gusts, but promised an accelerated green audit of high-risk trees along the main arterial roads of the colony. On 5th of July, the venue of the tragedy moved to Kurla West. A massive aging tree branch fractured and collapsed directly onto a roadside shop. A 63-year-old local resident, Yunus, was inside the structure when it collapsed under the weight. He suffered fatal crush injuries. Yunus was well linked within his community. His family shared a deeply painful, detailed tragedy. In fact, struck him just moments before he was about to realize his lifelong dream of owning and establishing his independent business venture. Instead of a celebration, his family was forced to plan his funeral. Following anger from the Kurla residents, the Mumbai mayor Ritu Tode visited the site and announced an ex gratia compensation of 5 lakh rupees for Yunus's family, while directing the BMC's garden department to re-verify trimming requests filed by local shop owners. The final heaviest blow of this 6-day stretch occurred late on the 5th of July in Mankhurd, where the structural vulnerabilities of Mumbai's congested residential pockets were laid bare. A dilapidated chawl structure, weakened by days of relentless waterlogging and foundational erosion, gave way entirely, collapsing into a heap of debris. 6 residents lost their lives in the structural failure. The victims included families living in cramped quarters, trying to sit out the storm safely indoors. Surviving relatives and neighbors have spoken out about the sheer terror of the sudden collapse, pointing out that local authorities have been warned multiple times about the precarious state of the foundations and the poor drainage in the settlement. The political and administrative response, however, has drawn sharp criticism. Mayor Ritu Taude, while addressing the media, stated that the collapsed shanties were built illegally without structural permissions, shifting the focus away from the drainage failures. This stance has drawn severe backlash from civic right groups who argue that administrative inaction on basic safety infrastructure cannot be brushed aside by citing the legal status of housing. 10 deaths, viewers, 6 days. Tree trims that have come too late, manholes that have been left completely uncovered during active downpours, and structural warnings that went unheard. While the administration points to unprecedented rainfall levels and illegal settlements, the families left behind are asking a much simpler question: how many such preventable tragedies will it take before our civic systems are built to protect human life rather than take it? Advocate Pankaj Mishra, social activist, joins us on the broadcast. Mr. Mishra, as far as some of these issues within the BMC are now concerned, year after year we have the same stories, and it's always some of the lower level of administrative officials and clerks that are just thrown out, as if that really is the solution to the larger problem. How does one then hold a BMC accountable?
It's very rightly said that the municipal corporation has budget for monsoon is around 250 crores, and it's merely on paper. But when we see on the earth, the municipal corporation is completely failed for execution of safety precautions that they were required to take before the monsoon. And this time there was completely gross negligence and complete dereliction of their duties. And back to back from 30th June to till date, there were several incidents which has caused death of the people, including the children's, minor boys. And year on year we see the same situation despite increment in the budget. But there was no, we cannot say that this year there will be no casualties. People will be safe. There will be no waterlogging. Nothing. Every year by year it increases. So the municipal corporation, along with the political leaders who are managing the corporations, they all are accountable and they have to take the responsibility of the same.
Right, absolutely. So thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, Advocate Pankaj Mishra, with that perspective. On that note, viewers, a very short break.